My name is Matthew Tinney. Back in like 1990 something, I was exposed to my first computer after my mom started school again and she brought a computer home. So it was a 486. I worked with 486 on Windows, I think it was Windows 3 or 3.1. That was my first introduction to computers. Yeah, I was a technologist ever since. Was always trying to figure out how to use the system, how it worked. Was just always had an intriguing, interested mind in that. Yeah, so in school we didn't have any computer courses available, but we did have typing, so at least I learned how to type fast. But my passion continued. I always would try to learn, you know, just new technologies. I actually, I think when I was in 9th or 10th grade, I developed a website and built it from scratch using HTML, and was always learning. I learned Linux too and Red Hat. So yeah, that was my first introduction. It was actually a management information system, so it was a business and it was information technology. I worked in this field since about 2000, and I have worked in varying roles, systems engineer roles, pretty much throughout. The majority of my experience has been working with Microsoft technologies and applications. Yeah, so what had me start WME was really the need in the business for expert. And I was an expert, I still am, but that's kind of how I saw the need, is that there was a lot of people that were saying they knew it, but there wasn't a lot of people that could deliver. And that's kind of where WME came from, is be focused on one area in technology. WME is, in essence, focused on System Center. So we have subject matter experts in each of the product areas. So you got Service Manager, you got Orchestrator, you got Operations Manager, Config Manager, and then you got the Cloud Solutions, EMS, the Enterprise Mobility Suite, which is comprised of 3 products, and then you got Intune. So we have subject matter experts in each of those areas. And each one of those, on average, each one of our experts has about 10 to 15 years of experience. So very senior level resources that we have. Yes, absolutely. Most of the engineers have a minimum of about 10 to 12 years of experience. So they all have consulting backgrounds. Some are ex-Microsoft, so they understand how Microsoft works, how their product development lifecycle works. So they understand, the technologies, how it's adopted in the market, and also the connections to the product team still. Sure, so WME is a thought leader in the cloud. And so the cloud has been around forever. It's pretty much, like a hosted service, Exchange, and there's a couple other Microsoft applications that have been hosted in a data center for quite some time. There was also an offering from Microsoft to manage, like a managed service, which was a mix of cloud hosted in Microsoft data center. So the term cloud has been for a while out in the market. It's been recent that the cloud has been adopted for more of a cost savings perspective. So clients are interested in saving costs in IT, and that's been one of the big areas, is reducing your IT operational costs. So that is really one of the big trends right now. The hybrid cloud is pretty much an extension of on-prem to the public cloud. So when we say cloud, there's different types of cloud. You have public cloud, you have private cloud, and then you can have a hybrid between public and private. So a private is basically client is hosting, has the infrastructure on their, in their data center. So when you extend that out to a public cloud, that becomes a hybrid. So we have tons of experience doing hybrid cloud solutions. There's tons of technologies out there in the marketplace, but our focus is on the hybrid cloud with System Center, specifically with extending it out to use Intune and the Operations Management Suite, which we have a ton of experience doing. So enterprise is large clients with a lot of endpoints. They have the same challenges to a different degree than a client with 100 seats. Sure, so recently I was called, actually yesterday, for an issue that was being experienced in a facility where they do image builds. And they were experiencing slowness, and the builds for imaging Windows 7 were taking, I think, about double the time. So they were taking like 12 hours. And so we were able to go and analyze the data in SQL and SCCM, and we're able to diagnose the trends that the actual location wasn't the only issue, that across the enterprise that there had been some change made that impacted the build time for delivering the image. So we were able to trend that back using our expertise and identify that on the 22nd there was actually some type of change made, and we were able to diagnose that the change was something to do with a package upgrade. So that's an example of some of the stuff that we're able to do at WME. Yeah, so we don't do, I don't know if the audit would be the term that we would use. Commonly we do what are called health checks. So those are comprised of an assessment where we run scripts and utilities to diagnose different dependencies in the environment, Active Directory, the network, the overall health of the organizational units, group policy, and then we come up with what our recommendations are to improve on those findings. So the next step is usually to fix the issues and to help the client automate those in operations. So not just tell the client you have issues, but help fix them and to automate those so that they don't have the same issues again. So we do consulting. We also do managed services, so we help manage the client's environment for them using our expertise. We do, as you said, health checks. We do staff augmentation as well. So if we want, to think about an extension of their team or the client's team, we can do that as well. So some of the services that we do and at WME, pretty much System Center, within there we do SCCM, SCOM, Operations Manager, Virtual Machine Manager, and Data Protection Manager, and Azure, as well as Intune and Operations Management Suite. So it's definitely going to be more of clients moving part of their infrastructure to the cloud, either applications or infrastructure, and also wanting better insights into what's actually going on in their environment, what changes are made, new infrastructure components that are stood up, and leveraging things like operations management suite, which is, provides insights into the environment. I think a lot of that is definitely trending for the next year. The other thing is mobile device management and improving the end user experience from device to device and providing a solution for that, including identity and the way the data is containerized on a device from one device to another. Those are key elements, as well as protecting the data on rest and in transit. And those are areas of identity, mobility, and security. So the work that I'm most excited about is really with mobility, identity, and security. I really am excited about Enterprise Mobility Suite and the mobile device management space and where that's going, just given all of our experience in the past, and now Microsoft's taking full ownership of that. Working with clients to develop the policies, which is often overseen, in helping clients understand from a legal and HR perspective, how do you bring bring your own device, offer your own device policies to organizations, and I feel like that's a big area. So the best way to find us is go to our web address is windowsmanagementexperts.com. So on our website, you're going to find lots of information on what we do, which is what I just went through. But also our blog has lots of content. We have information on series like MBAM and just things like remote desktop, anything System Center, and we also have a weekly weekly tip for how do you do something more efficient. And also we offer free products and tools on our website from previous things that we've seen and gaps that we've seen, and we offer those for free on our website at windowsmanagementexperts.com. So WME is not just another consulting company. We have combined probably over 100 years of experience between all of our consultants. And we really have a can-do attitude. And I know a lot of people say that, but really we get it done. And we get it done the right way, and we get it done the right way the first time. And we hold ourselves to account. We have a high degree of integrity. We don't just slap something together and walk away. If the client's not happy, then we will make sure that they're happy. And that's our goal, is our commitment to operational success. Absolutely. And in that case, unfortunately, a lot of the times we're brought in is after either the client themselves has tried to do the design and infrastructure and they weren't able to do so successfully, or another company that the client paid for came in and tried to do it and they said they were experts and they were not. So they bring us in as the expert to fix the issue. Unfortunately, that happens too often. So best practice is a term that gets thrown around a lot. A best practice depends on the client environment. So what one client in one industry thinks is a best practice, a different client in the same industry might have a completely different practice. So the way that we do things a little different is that we've done this so long, we have a set of tools and templates that we can customize for the client. We have scripts and things we automate. So for instance, if the client deploys software and they deploy it per department, okay, well, that's fine. I mean, we can do that, but is that a best practice? Not really. It depends on that client. If they deploy software to departments, then you have machines in a department OU and you deploy software to it, but it doesn't mean that that client is, that's set in stone for that client in that industry. It can be completely different for another client. Yeah, absolutely. WME provides 100%, almost 100% custom solution. So a custom solution is not just install, click, click, done. It's doing it, looking at the requirements and tailoring the configuration or operationalization of the product for that client. So for instance, client wants to build something for Ops Manager. It's a management pack. I don't know, pending restart. Okay, we can build that. We have a builder that can build it for the client. And at the end, we will provide them with the ability to build a management pack without us being there. So we're not just slamming something in and getting it done for them, which we are. We're also providing them with the ability to do the work themselves after we leave, because that's what our clients expect. One of the things that we're doing is we're helping clients become independent and operate on their own without WME or any other consulting company. Because at the end of the day, if the client isn't using the technology and they're not operating it, then we failed. So WME staffing is based on customer feedback, and what we've seen is to have a resource that's specialized in what we do be available at any time, either on-site or remote when the client needs us. So we provide like a virtual resource for the client. So they're an extension of the client's team, and they're also there to support anything that they need in operations or new product development or new strategy and roadmaps, and helping the client build something that one day they can walk away from. So WME software is going to provide utilities and tools to help clients augment and automate a lot of the mundane tasks, and also fill in some of the gaps within each of the System Center products. And right now we have those available on our website at windowsmanagementexperts.com. Eventually we'll have a separate website and offering around those, and be setting it up on a subscription basis.